Have you heard of NAC and wondered whether you should be taking it? Maybe you've heard it's good for detox, the liver, glutathione, or you may have read that it's good for brain health, immune support, or sinuses. NAC is one of those supplements that sounds like it helps with everything. That doesn't mean that you should be taking it every day. Today I'm going to walk you through what NAC actually does, who I see it works best for in clinic, and, just importantly, who should avoid using it or use it very carefully. And while NAC can be great for many people, at the end of the video I'll explain why you shouldn't be taking it all the time. So first, what is NAC? NAC stands for N-acetylcysteine. It's a modified form of the amino acid cysteine, and its main role in the body is acting as a precursor to making glutathione, often called the body's master antioxidant. Because of this, it's involved in detoxification, immune regulation, inflammation control, and brain protection. When your body's under stress from things like infections, toxin exposure, chronic inflammation, poor sleep, your demand for glutathione goes up and your ability to make it can fall behind. And that's where NAC comes in. So let's walk through the key benefits of NAC and why it's much more than just a liver supplement. Benefit number one is glutathione and detox support. This is probably the most well-known benefit, and for a good reason. NAC increases your availability of cysteine, which is the rate-limiting building block for making glutathione. That means that NAC indirectly supports the liver detox pathways. It helps with antioxidant defense and recovery after oxidative stress. This is why NAC is used in hospitals for things like paracetamol overdose, and why it's commonly used during periods of medication use. It can help with excess alcohol exposure and whether you're exposed to environmental toxins, but detox is only one part of the picture. Benefit number two comes with brain health and improving mental resilience. NAC has some surprisingly strong effects in the brain. It helps to regulate glutamate, the brain's primary excitatory neurotransmitter. And when glutamate signaling becomes excessive, people can experience symptoms like anxiety, rumination, irritability, and poor stress tolerance. By supporting glutathione and redox balance in the brain, NAC can help to calm this system down. And that's why NAC has been studied in conditions like anxiety and OCD, for people with addiction and compulsive behaviors, and even things like brain fog and neuroinflammation. This doesn't mean that everyone should take NAC for the brain, but for the right person, it can be very helpful. If you've tried NAC, let me know if it's helped or if you're one of the people that it's caused side effects. We'll talk more about this later. Let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested to know. Benefit number three is respiratory and sinus health. This is a benefit that most people don't know about, but NAC acts as a mucolytic, meaning it helps to thin mucus. That's why it's used in chronic sinus congestion, post-viral cough, asthma, bronchitis, and it can be great for most respiratory symptoms after infections. So if you've got chronic mucus that just doesn't clear, NAC can potentially be a game changer. But once again, timing and dose matter. Benefit number four is immune regulation and viral recovery. NAC doesn't stimulate the immune system, it helps to regulate it. And by reducing oxidative stress and supporting glutathione, NAC can help to improve immune cell function, reduce excessive inflammatory signaling, and also to support recovery after infections. This is why NAC was so popular during COVID. Benefit number five is biofilm disruption and microbial balance. This is a more advanced use, but an important one. NAC can help to disrupt biofilms, which are protective layers that bacteria produce. That means that NAC is used alongside antimicrobial herbal treatments when you're treating things like dysbiosis, bacterial or fungal infections. However, this is also one of the reasons why you shouldn't take NAC ongoing, because you don't want to be continuing thinning the mucus layer of the gastric lining. Benefit number six is helping with oxidative stress and reducing down inflammation. Across multiple systems, gut, brain, lungs, and liver, NAC helps to lower oxidative stress, and this translates to reduced inflammation, better recovery from things like exercise, poor sleep, improved resilience during stress. But lowering inflammation too aggressively or for too long isn't always helpful. Benefit number seven is it's helpful for support during acute stress. This is where NAC is often misunderstood. NAC is excellent during periods of increased demand. So when you have an illness, toxin exposure, intense stress, or going through a recovery phase. But that does not mean that you should be taking it long term or every day. Even though NAC has many benefits, it's not like magnesium or omega-3s, nutrients that most people are chronically deficient in and would benefit from daily intake. NAC is more of a targeted tool, and long-term daily use can blunt redox signaling, can alter immune balance, and cause unwanted side effects in sensitive people. And this leads to who should avoid NAC. Not everyone feels good when they take NAC. You should be cautious if you have histamine intolerance or if you react poorly to sulfur-containing foods, things like garlic and onion. Or if you have hydrogen sulfide, SIBO, it's another one to avoid. For some people, it can lead to a feeling flat or unmotivated, and it can even increase things like anxiety or brain fog in some people. And if you have a sulfur sensitivity, it may lead to more gas and bloating, trigger headaches, or increase irritability. These side effects don't mean that NAC is bad, it's just that it means it's not the right tool all the time. The best dose for NAC is starting with 600 milligrams once daily away from food. Some people will benefit from taking that 2 to 3 times a day, and it's always best to take it on an empty stomach. And you can take NAC for 1 to 2 months when the body's going through a specific treatment plan or under stress. It's one of the most useful supplements that we have to support detoxification, brain health, and immune resilience. But that doesn't mean that you should be taking it every day. I'll leave links in the description to some of the best NAC supplements available and a detailed article on N-acetylcysteine so you can read about the many benefits that I haven't listed here. Let me know if you've got any questions or comments in the comments below.